Hello everyone and welcome to the first annual Miles Studios Awards. So basically what's going to happen is I'm just going to discuss multiple characters, shows, movies, or voice actors that I think are worthy enough to make into the show. And also at the end of each segment a few honorable mentions. So without further ado, let me just start off with the shows that I liked making the most. The first show that's going to go on this list is The Not So Normal Life of Ron, which is pretty fun to make for the first few episodes, but then started to get, I started to forget about the show eventually, so this is why it's going to be number 5. If I made the awards sooner, I would probably put it at 3 or 4, but for now, it's at 5. Alright, so next up at number 4, we have Puppet City. I don't like most of my old Puppet stuff, nor do I do any of my lore stuff, which is why none of it's going to be involved on the award show. But I still sort of like Puppet City. I mean, the episodes were fun to film, the movie sure was fun to film, so yeah, it's going here. Alright, so number 3, we got Living with a Stickman. I haven't done much of it yet, because it's really hard to animate animated things into real-life settings, but I'm getting there, and from the first episode, all my friends like it, and I like it, but there's 2 more shows that I think are just better than Living with a Stickman, in my opinion. Alright, so for number 2, we have Brennan's Shenanigans, basically just like Beluga type videos. They were pretty fun to make, but the last one, I think is really, really, really good. But first, honorable mention. Alright, so the honorable mention is not even a show that's released yet, but it's Emo. So I wouldn't put it on the actual list because there isn't even an actual episode released of it yet. But I can tell you, I think it's going to be really, 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 really good. But since it has no episodes yet, it's going in the honorable mentions. Now, for number 1 of the show category. Alright, so number 1 in the show's category of the 2024 Miles Studios Awards is Will. The name on the playlist, I'm not sure if it's going to be the official name, so I'm just calling the show for now Will. But I love it. Actually, it's probably one of my most favorite projects I've made, in a whole while. And I plan on making a second movie. You'll probably saw the teaser trailer for it, but yeah, Will, number 1 in the show's category. Now, onto the movies category. Alright, so for number 5 in the movies category, we got Puppet Town the movie. I mean, I don't really like it, plot-wise, character-wise, whatever, but it's just for some reason nostalgic to me, so this is why it's on the list and nothing else. Alright, at number 4 is the Triceratops Rampage. I didn't know what else to put in this slot because I was going to put another Puppet Town movie, but I'm not just going to fill the entire movie ranking with Puppet Town movies. So yeah, the Triceratops Rampage, definitely a fun one to make, and it turned out pretty good, so yeah, it goes at 4. Alright, so for number 3, we got Nightmare in Garden Park. So this is one of the projects I worked on with most of my friends. One of them is now my enemy, so that's nice. But on the other hand, it's decent. It was probably my favorite project back then, but as in the rankings now, is in number 3, so it's not really the best, but it's certainly not the worst. Alright, so at number 2, we got the Miles Studios movie. It was pretty good. I definitely like it better than the other ones, just by a bit, because it was my first major movie that I pushed out. Hey, look, this movie's happening. So it goes to number 2 just for that. Alright, so for the honorable mention is Jackie and the Gummy Bears. It's not on the list. I love this movie first off, but the reason it's not on the list is because it's a short movie, not a full-length movie. But it's also not a show, so there's no way I was going to put this on voice actors or characters list, so I put it on the honorable mention for the movies. But the reason I love it is because my cat is in it, and he's such a silly chunky loaf, and I love him. Alright, so for number 1, we got Will the movie. Yes, Will took the number 1 spot 2 times, but the movie actually is pretty good. We only had 3 or 4 characters to work with back then when we made it, so we made do with what we did, and we somehow did it really, really good. Alright, so before we go to the character section, this one's only going to have 3 entries, 3 slots, because I want to get to the voice actor section as quickly as possible, because I have some very good voice actors that I need to put on the list, and can't really think of any good characters on the top of my head, so we're just gonna have 3 entries. It's gonna be like a Speedrunosaurus. Alright, so for number 3 on the character spectrum is Marlin from the Amusing Marlin show. That's to be developed in the previous 2 shorts. I basically just like any like grumpy, relatable character, but I'm not gonna fill the entire list with those. So, I'm just adding him on here because he's gonna be my favorite of the new cast of characters in the new Amusing Marlin show that's currently in the works, so be patient for that. But yeah, Marlin's cool. So for number 2 is TJ from Living with the Stickman. Now, TJ was a fun character to write because I made like a sassy kind of what's the word? I don't know what it's called, but I just made like a anti-hero of some sorts. So yeah, I like TJ. He's also cool. Alright, so for the number 1 in the character section, we have Mike from the Will Skits. Now, Mike is just basically me, but just a stickman. He's the character I add the most plot, story, background to. He's just probably one of my most favorite characters I made. Now, to the moment you've all been waiting for, the voice actors. Alright, so first up we have Buttface21, aka Travis, who voices Will.
Hi! I am the voice actor Will. Miles, thank you for having me here. My name is Travis, aka Buttface21. Hi. So, I don't know what to say. It's a lot to voice act Will. It seems weird, but it is. You know how, some other voice actors, they say, so hard. Mine is somewhere in the middle. It's kind of hard, kind of not hard. Kind of goofy. There's this one episode that we did, where Will just gets eaten by a pterodactyl.
Come on, it's time to go!
Ah, shut! I think Wendy pops up for the first time. Miles. But a picture of Wendy. Thank you. Please pop up like Lixian this time. Don't look like Lixian, like your normal visual self. Yeah. That was a really fun episode. And then I got sick after that episode, and guess what? Miles added a gravestone of Will being dead.
Or answer because I'm on screen and you aren't.
Don't worry, I came back. Now, you might be wondering, oh, but what if you switch schools? What happens to Will? He's still alive. And if I did switch schools, JC and Miles would just pretend he's in a car crash and then just, hi, I'm Will. And just change his voice completely. They might not like it. Everyone does not like stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Miles, thank you for having me here. Yeah. See ya.
Alright, so next up is SillyPants100, who voices TJ, Ron, and the TV guy.
Thank you so much, Miles, for having me on here. Hello, everyone. I am SillyPants100, SillyPants for short, and I'm also the voice actor of the TV guy, TJ, and Ron. And I just want to say, voicing the characters from Miles Studios' channel, it's actually pretty cool. To be honest, I think that his YouTube channel was the first time I've ever voiced characters in. I mean, aside from all the educational lore creatures, but I'm not including those. But yeah, otherwise, it's been really fun being on Miles Studios' channel voicing his characters. I just want to say, thank you, Miles.
Alright, that is going to conclude the Miles Studios Awards of 2024. See you in 2025 for the next one.